if they take the advice or not, we don't get affected either way.
Right. All right. So in this DM drama, Gina sent us this message and she said, "Good morning, guys. I wanted to share something with you and see your thoughts. Last weekend, a man knocked on my door saying that my house was his childhood home. He also asked if he could come back with his family and take a look around the house. He seemed polite, and he gave me his number. He said he'd be around all week if I changed my mind to let him know." So
He's coming with his family.
I'm sure he's coming. Is this a little weird? My husband is not so into the idea of somebody walking around our home. Should I call him back and tell him no?
Oh, man. I don't know. Oh, I am a big memories person. And I feel like if somebody knocked on my door and asked to look around, I would let them.
But that's like in the moment, too.
Right.
You know what I mean? If
And
you're
it's
caught
one
off
person.
guard, right. Like maybe you're like, okay, yeah, sure, come on in, I'll walk you around. And it's not that big of a deal. But if this person's coming back with their family too, and you're like,
Yeah, like how
and now
many?
right. And now it's set up and now it feels a little bit more formal.
Well, I will say my wife would probably rather push it off so that she could clean the house up a little bit. That would be her
Also.
number one issue. Would be if I let somebody in and the house was a mess. She wouldn't be cool with that. Even though the person looking around doesn't care about the mess. They're looking to see, they remember the furniture in that room. They remember something in this room, something in that room. How great would it be if you walked around and you're like, oh, man, we had naughty
Oh, my
moving
gosh,
furniture
please
there.
don't.
Oh, I remember. I was so sick. I was on my hands and knees puking when I was over here. Oh, my God. And then you're like, oh, what did you do with the blue room? The blue room was beautiful. I can't believe you painted it.
Yeah, that's the problem is they're going to come in and like you love your home. You did what you wanted to it.
Yeah.
And they're going to be like, "Oh, I remember this room used to do this or this, this place used to be that."
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'd love to hear, and I'm sure Gina would love to hear too, from someone who had this happen. Did the old owners knock on your door, and did you let them in? Someone's texted in and said, absolutely do not let them into your home. The way people manipulate things with emotion to get you to agree to things is crazy.
Here's the thing. Because I don't trust anyone, and you guys know that about me. It's a character flaw. I don't trust anyone. I'd be like, this dude's trying to case the place. We're going to get robbed. Like, I would be... as I was walking him around, I'd be like, and we put a security camera in there and over here.
But if he's coming back with his family, that would be even less likely of an issue.
I don't know.
Can somebody call us and tell us if they let the old owners walk through their home and is it something you regretted?
Could you imagine if he showed up with like the whole extended family?
I mean, but what if
We used to spend Thanksgivings
Right.
here. We used to spend Christmases here. I wanted them all to see it again. And then you have 15 people in your house. All of a sudden, you're hosting a party you didn't mean to throw.
I mean, I'm very sentimental and I'm very, I love the memories and I could totally be okay with somebody doing that because I think it's important to them. So we were wondering if anybody had to knock on their door and let someone into their home. Or maybe you went and knocked on someone's door like Libby did. Good morning, Libby.
Good morning.
So, Libby, you went back to visit your childhood home? Is that what happened?
No, my mom is selling it. They literally close on it today, which is ironic that this is happening for you guys today, too. But I plan to go, once they start fixing it up, I'm going to go knock on the door. The house was built in 1924, and it's been in our family since the day that it was built. Like, it was built for our family.
But Libby, what are you going to do? Are you going to knock on the door every 6 months and ask to look at it? Or like, how long do you think you will wait before you reach out to them again?
Well, there's a lot of repairs that need to be done. So once they do the repairs and they do the renovation, I'm just going to knock on the door once. I'm not going to go. There's no reason for me to be there, on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Just when it's done. Like, I think for closure, really, for me, I just want to walk through and do exactly what you said, Lauren. It's like, I remember like this room as this, or
Yes.
Yeah, but you can't tell them that, Libby, while you're
Why?
doing that.
Why?
Because then that makes them feel weird in some type of way, too. Like, I think it's nice of them, and I think maybe you should, at closing, say, like, hey, I'd love to do
Thanks,
this.
Libby.
But I also think you have to be respectful of, like, this is their home now, too. So even though they're letting you in and you're looking around, I would be very complimentary and be
Of
like, I love
course.
what you did with that. I wouldn't walk down memory road with them allowed.
Good point. You can say like, "Oh my God, I love the
Right.
paint you put on this wall, but it used to be pink when it was
No,
my
I
room."
wouldn't
Why?
even go. It was
Yes.
No.
Loren, you're looking
No.
too deep into it. Whitney, hi.
Hey, good morning.
So wait, hold on. You knocked on the house and they told you no? Is that what happened? Oh,
No, they told me yes. They let me in.
Oh, good.
So we had an A-frame on the lake growing up, and then that A-frame eventually became like our house that we went to, or that we lived in, full time. And my dad helped build it. So as I grew older, I just was curious about what had happened. I knew that the current owners had really expanded, and I was just interested. So I knocked, and he was very friendly, and I wasn't weird about it. I just walked in and just looked around, and for me, it was nice to see how great the house actually looked, given that it had been some time. But yeah, it was quick. I didn't, dilly-dally in there. I just wanted to see what it looked like, and he was very welcoming, and
See?
I was thankful for that.
he was very welcoming, and look how thankful Whitney was for that. Thank you, Whitney.
I
Oh,
want to
wait.
ask her a question.
Okay.
Whitney, is there any part of you that's like, I shouldn't be walking into a stranger's home either? Like, yes, it used to be your home, but like, you also don't know the homeowner.
Yes, I do understand both sides. I mean, I am like stranger danger now, especially that we have a 3-year-old in
Right.
the house. So, if someone came to us in our house, I would be like, maybe I understand, but let me make sure my husband's home kind of thing.
Yeah.
But maybe because this, now that you say that, I look back, I'm like, well, dang, I could have ended up in a
Right.
bad situation as like a young girl knocking on this man's door. But
You guys are looking
Thankfully.
too deep into
Are
it.
we?
It's a
People
home.
are
There's a lot of
strange.
history in the home. Oh, believe me, all the text messages are telling Gina not to let anybody in her home. And y'all are cut. Like, that is like, you watch too many shows. You're listening
It's
to too
called
many
the
murder
news.
mystery
We watch the
podcasts.
news.
Come on. Thanks, Whitney. You're going to have a nice, sweet person like Whitney. Now, maybe if you want to cap it and be like, listen, I don't want 8 people walking around the house, because
Right.
the man did say he was going to come back with his family. Hopefully it's like maybe 3 people and the 4 of them walk around. I don't know. It's your house ultimately. Gina, you have the right to say no. Like, hey, we
You're
thought
right.
about it. We're not okay with it. If
Yeah.
you'd like to walk around the outside and look into some windows, you can. I just don't feel comfortable having you in the home. I don't think there's an issue. Our audience does, though. And that is shocking to me, as usual. What's your name?
Justin.
And you did what with the family?
We escorted the family off the property.
I mean, it's not the White House. You don't. It's not the Pentagon. There's not secrets in there. They just.
It's like you can't buy a decent house for under $400,000 these days, with all the inflation and everything.
Okay.
You're gonna invite a total stranger that you don't have any clue about to walk through your house. That is just ridiculous, dude.
Justin, they
Like,
used to
you're
live there. It's emotional for them.
So you
don't
think
care.
they used
I
to
don't
live
care.
there?
I don't care.
Here-
And the thing about it is, you used to live there. You live there no longer. So why would I allow you to walk through my house?
I'm starting to think you have stuff you don't want me to see, Justin. That's what I'm
Well,
starting
I mean,
to think.
I might.
Okay. Well, then I'll give you a day to clean up all that stuff, and I'm coming back tomorrow.
and I'm going to tell you the exact same thing.
all right, buddy.
Get off my property.
All right. Okay. Gosh.
And the thing that happens in my crime junkie head is that person has been following me around Charlotte and is some weirdo stalking me. And now he's knocking on my door saying he used to live there. And I'm going to invite him into my home with my children in there?
There is something you can do. Somebody texted in, a realtor. 2 things. One, they said get the person's first and last name, and you can go look through the history of the home, and they'll tell you who the owners
not bad.
were
That's not
through
bad.
tax with like tax
Right,
information.
uh-huh.
2, if you're interested in the home, you could go on Realtor.com if it's for sale or one of these websites,
Yes.
Zillow, and you can look through
Yes.
the rooms without actually being there.
Now, you can't see what I did to it afterwards, but Also, I don't, as the new
Yeah.
homeowner, I kind of don't want
right.
you to see what I did to it.
You know what else sucks? Somebody says they went into, we got a text message from someone who said they went into their old home and they noticed right away that it didn't smell the same and it was depressing. Nothing was the same after that, just the smell.
Also,
All right. Good luck, Gina. Way to derail the show with your DM drama. And all you friends and family members of the Manie and Loren Morning Show, I'm very shocked and disappointed that you're not nice. Telling people, escorting them off your property
it's
and stuff.
not nice. It is protective.
Overly protective.